Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well and welcome to this week's video. The first 4 days of the week will look pretty routine, a lot of the same stuff that has been there for the previous 4 weeks. But on the 5th and 6th day, the 7th day is a rest day, and I'll talk more about what's going to entail on that. I don't plan on sharing the clips of that because it's not going to be anything terribly exciting with that. But on the first 4 days, like I said, they were pretty straightforward days. I actually got a cold on Tuesday or Wednesday, which really impacted me on Thursday with just mostly fatigue. Thankfully, I didn't have too much of a exposition of bad symptoms, but I just had like a stuffy nose, and I had to take a lot of cold medicine in order to just feel good enough to lift. And I actually performed pretty well on that Thursday. I wasn't able to hit a front squat PR, which it was calling for, and it kind of just got me thinking about the programming in general in terms of what they have me doing. I think one of the best things of the program is the amount of practice you get with the classic lifts. The amount of snatches and clean jerks you do make you better at snatches and clean jerks. But what they don't make you better at is getting stronger at the movements, getting your shoulders, getting your legs stronger, just because it doesn't provide enough squatting or pressing volume in order to elicit that response. So while I think the amount of practice of the movements was good, and it did, I think, have a benefit to my overall technique, I think I just would like to get stronger as well as continue to improve at the technique of it. So I was looking around, and I don't know if any of you would know Aleski Trojiti. He has a app thing that's similar to the app that I was using now. It's not on my phone, it's just a website, but it does a similar thing where it gives you, programming, and it's cheaper. It's only $20 a month. This one was about $33 a month, so I'm saving a little bit, and it proposes to do the same thing that this one does. Whether it actually does or not doesn't particularly matter to me. This one was supposed to be AI. Not really. It doesn't change. Like I put that I failed 85, 90%, 100% of my front squat into there, which is a pretty significant difference from what they were hoping that you'd be able to do. And none of the workouts in the next week even changed in the slightest. So, it's AI, but not really, because they don't really take into account your perceived exertion. Because even on different days, like they'll give you the weights to do, but they won't really ask you, did they move well? Did they move slow? Was it a grind? Was it super fast? Because that obviously makes a big difference with that. While the Trojiti program doesn't really do that. For $13 less, I'm fine with it because of the way that the programming is. So the first thing I noticed when I signed up for the trial, and right now I've only seen the first like 8 or 9 days, is the warm up that they have. They have things like hyperextension, back extension, gok squats, some sort of movement with an Olympic movement with like a PVC pipe or a wood pole or whatever. And I'm finding that's actually a good way to warm up. And then it has the workouts have been pretty light, but the general idea of the programs have been a lot better. I haven't snatched and clean and jerked on the same day. Today I had like power cleans and push presses, which are good movements for me to do. I had like good mornings as well, and other day I had like snatch pulls and snatches, which isn't that crazy unique. But I also had SOTS presses, which is pressing in the bottom of a squat with a snatch grip, which is really pretty was taxing in a good way on my shoulders. But it has a lot of days like that, and like it had 3x3 squats, which the previous program had very little volume on each particular day of the squats. So it was nice to be able to do some of that. And I think the other day it has 4x4 front squats, which will be nice to do because I think I respond pretty well to volume in that sense, where it's a lower percentage but more reps in that sort of like that 4x4, 5x5, whatever. I think my body does pretty well with that sort of thing. So it'll be nice to get back to that kind of programming. Be curious to see how it adapts and how it changes during the time that I'm doing it. But it's at least something different to try. I still plan to do the competition in March, so that part hasn't changed. But I think with this change of programming, I'll be able to focus on getting stronger. Because while my technique has improved, I haven't particularly gotten stronger on the program at all. So it isn't, I obviously want to get stronger because that's going to make me better at the movements themselves if I can squat more and press more and snatch balance more or whatever. So hopefully I'll be able to update you guys about how the workouts are going as I progress through the program that they have. What's nice about it for you guys is that you'll see a lot of different movements during the week, so that will be nice as well. But speaking on the rest days that I have, with the warm-ups that they have with the program, I'll be doing that on the rest days as well because I think it's just good for that kind of mobility aspect of it. but it'll also be good on those days to do some random things like curls and tricep extensions, things to work on weak links in my body, like my arms, like that. And also to do some plyometrics, which is included in some of the program. There's some box squatting and stuff like that, or box jumps, I should say, not box squatting, box jumps. But I do want to add other things like broad jumps and ice skaters, things that aren't going to tear me up, but will be nice to do nevertheless. So with that being said, I think that's about it that I want to talk about this week. I guess a pretty big change to how my programming is done, but based on what I've seen so far, the philosophy more aligns to what I know to work. So hopefully that will be the case. But I'll talk to you all in the next video. Have a great one.